Good evening. I have a coffee because I need it for this. As it blurs out my thumb, it's like, I did some damage today. I need some help. Well, I don't have damage to do. No, I don't. Why do you work now in the you work what the heck?
Oh my
My
god, it
auto
was
blur is
worse
not
than we
helping
thought.
me. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Falskallan Nights and welcome to Dire Bear. I am your host, the Bard with no name. I would normally try and be a little more dressed up tonight, but given a lot of things have happened today, I decided just to dress down, but it doesn't mean we're not going to have a good episode. That being said, before we get into tonight's episode, let's get into announcements. Tom, can you take us away?
Of course, JT, thank you as always. Thank you, adventurers, for joining us once again in Falscala, and thank you, Charminar, for your inevitable goddamn no cursing drop. We eagerly await it. So, provided Discord doesn't fuck with our mics like it did when we signed in to chat for tonight's episode, this evening we should finally start assaulting the Citadel, saving Hintergrass's family, and possibly flexing way too many of our acting chops getting past the first round of guards. Or it'll all go to shit because of one bad roll, who's to say? Either way, we'll need to pull off some fancy tricks to make this work. Thankfully, those tricks have never been easier to navigate than with our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one handy-dandy place. They've got extensive character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every source book you can name. Their system also automatically fills in your attack, stat, and proficiency modifiers once your stats are filled in. Saves a lot of time and math up front, but don't worry, you'll still have plenty of time to flunk basic algebra when you try to apply those numbers to your rolls. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for continuing to sponsor us and our knack for using intelligence as a dump stat. Luckily, there's no math required to enjoy our next sponsor. FX May Vary is a genre-hoppin', hard-rockin', dice-rollin' band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who've recently joined the rarefied air of Dire Bear sponsors. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy on YouTube, Spotify, and just about any place music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Their songs are designed to be enjoyed by everyone and may promote feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a desire to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, individual FX may vary. Thanks to these bodacious bards for sponsoring us and contributing two wonderful players to the Dire Bear family. Now, it is one thing to hear about Dire Bear sponsors, but what if you could be one? Well, you can! Dire Bear is on Patreon. We've got some killer rewards for your support, Discord privileges, merch, and mentions at the end of our streams, on Wednesdays, of course. That means you get your name sung out by me in a patented Diamondback parody song, and tonight's a good one. At our highest tier, you even have an opportunity to get monthly voice acting lessons from yours truly. As a voiceover and radio professional who's been making weird sounds with my lovely voice for longer than some of our players have been alive, I'll show you how to tap into the power of your voice and bring to life your characters in a way that dice alone can't. If that sounds good to you, hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. You can also show your Dire Bear love in more obvious ways. The Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs has some roaring great gear for all your nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies. My protracted legal battle to get undergarments added to the list has ruined me financially in ways that put student debt and Warhammer to shame, but I will not be deterred. Hashtag Daddy Diamondback Thongs will happen in our lifetime. In the meantime, however, we do also have tank tops now. Our Beyond Alignment line of Pride merch includes our first set of tank tops, allowing you to bear arms in the most inclusive way possible. Beyond Alignment is also featured on t-shirts, and there are variants that include the non-binary, trans, and Black Lives Matter pride colors. They're geek, they're chic, and they're a stylish reminder that human rights continue to be a year-round battle. As we dealt with last week, legislators and those who have misguided wishes to become legislators in Canada and the US are continuing to put forward laws that target the trans community, particularly trans youth. We got to stand up alongside those who are hurting right now, lock arms with them, and be their bulwark against these idiots who think that a person's basic humanity can ever be a matter of debate. Bears are known for their protective instincts, so let's be the Dire Bears that live up to that rep. JT, back over to you.
Thank you for that, Tom. With that, I think that's everything for announcements, unless somebody else has got something to say. Oh, yeah. Last week was my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Mm. And what did my players reward me with? A lot of crap. Asked them to stall, and guess what they did? They stalled. Fucking stalled that vehicle hard. That being the case, let's get into tonight's episode of Falskallan Night. With 1 day remaining, Team Them decided to go into the sewers on a scouting mission to try and find a way into the Citadel of Solnes, retaking the capital of Southern Falscala. With the scouting team ahead, they moved in and found a way into the Citadel themselves. Also finding an encampment in one of the Grand Junctions that it was underneath the Citadel itself. Opting to try and get involved with this operation that had been going on and then being deterred by Halstern, the scout leader, Team Nema decided to turn around and come back and wait the 1 day before assaulting the Citadel, finding everything that needed to be done. With that, it's the night of day 2. You guys are back at the Greedy Drake. There's an air of calm and almost nervousness about with everybody there. You see the children walking around. The boss battle music starts. That's an inside joke from the Dire Bear Discord. By the way, you should join. That being the case, Tobias has moved off into his into his little study bedroom nook spot. Beetles nowhere to be seen. The area, you smell food wafting up. It's not exactly great, but they're still being ale serviced. That you guys have the night.
How long has it been since I cast the spell?
That's on.
That's not very descript.
I mean, you guys remember what I did at the end of last session, right?
Well, that lasts an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. It's about a half hour into Diamondback's feigned death.
Oh yeah.
So Beatrice, you're kind of just hanging there, and he just collapses over, and you're not too sure why.
You're muted. You're muted.
You're still
You're
muted.
muted.
On the bright side, I'm pretty sure. On the bright side, I'm pretty sure mouthing a word doesn't count as cursing. So.
Oh, I need to start that.
Yeah, I feel like that's something B would have just gotten back, and then all of a sudden he just collapses, and she's like, "What the fuck? Is he okay? Is he good? What's going on? Is he alive?" And then walks up to him and pokes him.
He doesn't flinch.
Yeah, we've tried that. He seems to be dead. See? And I show her the message that I have in my book from him.
Seems to be dead. Why aren't we doing anything about it? Why?
Well,
What do you
I
expect us to
can't.
do, Dance?
Should I go get the cat lady?
Oh, is it time
What
for
you
the
want to
orgy?
do?
Well, the cat lady might be able to like help this. I don't. What's going on?
Oh, he'll be fine. He does it now and then.
He
Kinda like a
does?
possum.
What? I've never seen this happen before.
Thought it was weird, and it's fine.
Can you make him one of your friends now?
No. I don't, well, I don't think he'd want me to try.
Do it. He's vulnerable. Do it.
I'm
One of the rare times he's let his guard down around you.
I know I joke about it, but he was kind of serious about me not doing that to him, so. But yeah, I think it's kind of like a possum thing, where it's like, eh! And, like, eventually comes to,
Should we drop penises on him then?
yeah?
Let's do it. She runs upstairs to find a marker or something. Bangs on Tobias's door. Gumpy tea, gumpy tea, gumpy tea, gumpy tea. I need a marker. I need a marker. I need a marker. I need a marker.
You just see the door. What?
I need a marker. My friend's passed out. I need to drop penises on his face.
I have an equal. That's all I have.
Yep, that.
He just shuts the door.
Finger paints penises in ink on top.
I want to take this moment to remind you that he can hear us. Seems to be, anyway, according to what he's said here. But,
Well, has he said
you know
stop?
what? Have fun. It's not like he can stop you. And
You see just Ventus in the background looking at just curiously eyeing. It's like, what happened to him?
I don't know. Apparently, this is normal.
So one of your team falls and all you do is draw penises on him.
Yeah, wouldn't you do the same thing?
Well, that's not all we did.
What?
Well, we brought him back.
What?
We could have left him, like, on the floor.
What?
Like, what?
She looks over at Yimmer. We could take his clothes off.
You know, no, we went to the bath. That was the last time I saw him naked. Doesn't really join in the brothel thing.
Got it. Wasn't there for that.
No, he just kind of watches. Like, I don't think willingly. It's just kind of like, you can't look away. You ever seen, like, two carriages crash? It's like,
Yeah, that is a pretty intense scene.
yeah. Less bloody than what we
Horses,
get into.
Oh. Well, good. I really don't
Okay,
like
so this is
visual.
normal. This is nothing I have to be worried about. She says she continues painting penises on him.
No. Like, yeah. Sure, it'd be fine. Someone knows Preston.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
I know it.
Yeah.
Widget vegetation.
Yeah, presto changeo, you know. But, yeah. Is anything happening tonight? I thought there might be something. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But, by the looks of it, everyone's a bit down. On edge.
It's the last night before a battle. Don't
Well,
think
yeah.
a lot of people are in the mood.
So it does happen.
Why is your mind always on sex?
Yours isn't?
I was gonna say, is yours not?
No. God.
I worry if it wasn't, his mind would be on necromancy, so I prefer this.
Wait, what?
His friends.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. You weren't the one who... Well, we'll
That
see
was my
that
brother
later.
who went out there. I know we kind of look the same, but that's racist.
Everybody looks the same. Do you smell the same?
The fuck did you just tell me if I smell the same?
I asked.
I don't know. It's not like we bathed together or something.
I assume one of you uses soap.
God, this conversation is just fucking weird. I'm getting a drink. Valeria, what do you got? Ah! Still more of the same stuff. Alright, give it here.
Laudanum with green tea. Interesting.
Gold-plated latinum. You see Griswelda's children running around. You see them have like a bunch of paper in hand and what looks to be like a hard tack material. Yeah, some of the guards are more or less just sitting and chatting, and you can see that there's a lot of just solemnness on the face. On the faces is that it's like they know they're going to do something big, and so that's make their amends, write their final goodbyes if they don't make it back. But lots of the stresses of the situations that have happened, given that they've been in this for almost a month, right? If not more. Yeah. With that, you see Tobias hollow out. Just him on his cane, still wearing that black plated armor. Just king. King. Alright, let's get a drink. All of us, let's go.
Just leave Diamondback shoved in a corner.
Weekend at Tobias, this thing. Just...
Yeah.
Diamondback, how you doing?
I'm still wearing his hat, by the way.
Forgot
Does
about
the
that.
hat fit with the horns?
It fits over the horns of this way.
So you basically just like did a full on
Balance
like
them
Looney
on
Tunes.
there, yeah.
Yo, I thought you did like a full on Looney Tunes stretch where it's just like.
Oh, no.
He walks out. Is he still like that? Points to Diamondback.
Looks like it.
Seems to be. Yeah.
Better snap him out of it soon.
I'm sure, like maybe 2 hours, and then if he, well, I'll make sure he's upright if he's not up himself.
I don't
In a
have
while.
Dispel.
You bring that up now?
Illyria,
I
what
didn't
do you
know
got?
it would be
A
important.
bit of the same thing. All right, serve it up.
If I'd known
So-
this would happen, I'd have countered it, but
Illyria comes up and serves a lot of the dark ale. You sense that she had added a little bit of honey to it just to give it a tad bit more sweet. So you get like this very rich, like coffee texture with a bit of the sweet honey undernotes mixed in with a nutmeg flavoring. It's absolutely delicious. And it's warmed up just a little bit, so it gets right into the gut and warms the soul. pours a and pours like just this very semi meaty broth. There, it just seems super thin. There isn't a lot of sustenance in it, and you kind of get the feeling that she's almost running out of food. This'll put hair on your chest. Here you go.
Thanks.
Thank you. Don't need much more, but appreciate it.
You need more.
Uh,
You're skinny. You need to eat.
You said nothing
You're
about me.
skinny. You need to eat.
Okay. Fine.
Cover your shame, for God's sakes.
I did. Not happily. I protested.
That Tobias brings everybody over. Drinks are served. And you guys... I'm going to start skipping time ahead now. So if there's anything pertinent that you guys want to do, let me know. Or I'm just going to...
This wasn't pertinent.
Well, I think
Do you really want to say that again?
Nope.
B probably would have caught everyone up on what happened with her and Tobias. And then just let the smart people know that the fancy metal thing that they want isn't there, but would be either in the Citadel or the Moondocks. Just updating them on that. And that would be about it otherwise.
Fancy metal thing.
Yeah, you were looking for a fancy metal for your orb.
Oh,
Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Mm-hmm.
and it would be where?
Citadel.
Perfect.
So when we storm the Citadel,
I'll
you
keep
might
an
be
eye
able to
out.
find that.
Are you saying this aloud or like semi-secretive?
I would assume she's saying it out loud because she doesn't know that
Yeah.
like the metal is like super important or anything like that. And she wouldn't be using its name. She'd just be like, that's with that weird
The
shit
metal
that you
thing
were
I was looking
that
for,
weird
Which is-
metal,
which
fancy
is-
bullshit.
You see Hellster and Ventus kind of like look at each other and be like, what are you talking about, fancy metal? If it's only found in the Citadel or the Moondocks.
I don't know. Smart people want it. Ask them.
Hard to
But-
explain.
It's hard to explain. We got time. By this time, Diamondback, you're up and moving
Yeah.
again.
First thing I would do is wipe the dicks off my face.
Roll for prestidigitate.
Yeah.
No, you wipe them off anyway. So, Howard, as you were saying,
I'm trying to make something and I need a specific mold that I've been looking for.
and old Toby doesn't have it in his shop.
Mm-mm.
We never worked with that.
He said it's hard to find.
Toby, what do you know what they're talking about? Did you guys have this conversation? Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. Because I asked him.
Yeah. They're talking about adamantine.
Mm-hmm.
I could never get it. Never had the licenses for it. I thought that was it. Couldn't get it at the shop. Never really worked with it myself. Ventus. Beetle might have some.
You know, I was thinking about asking him. I've gathered to an extent that Beetle seems to be someone who acquires things for people who need it.
Hi. Yeah, well, that's what he does. He's an acquirer of specific materials and items. Yes, that's what he does. Hellstern looks over. Why are you telling them all this? I'm gonna die tomorrow anyway. I might as well just start spilling the secrets.
I mean, we saw some notes over at Fate's Blessing that mentioned him. So I had a feeling that was the case. Plus, he seems rather important here, I would imagine, for getting supplies.
Yeah, that's what we do. We protect the shipments sometimes.
Okay.
So I mean, it doesn't hurt asking him, but he seems to be quite shut in lately. Ever since him and Toby had a last fight.
What kind of fight? What did...
Didn't you guys walk in on that?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
they did seem.
Yep.
That sort of thing common among them?
And I mean, yeah. Toby comes in, acts like he owns the place, and then Beetle decides that he doesn't like it. And then they butt heads, and eventually Toby wins because, well, he's bigger, and, well, if you see him, and Toby looks over, I've got the bigger muscles.
That you do. Also, somebody tell me if I got all that ink off my face.
No, you don't.
No.
Fuck!
I'm gonna press to digitate a little bit on one side of your face.
As like Diamondback, you've got your back semi-turned to Tobias, and you just see Howard. You see Tobias just go like,
I will wipe away part of something and leave the rest.
what you see is a nice 3 on his cheek.
I was gonna
With
turn
an
to
extra little
Beatrice.
bitties of veins and maybe some artistic renditions of hair.
Turn to Beatrice. For every one of those you drew on me, that's one time in the coming fight that I'm not gonna heal you.
Hey, I didn't know you were still awake. I mean, I just thought you were. I thought you were dead, and then they're like, "No, you're not dead. You're just being a possum." So I was like, "Let's have fun with it."
Yep. Oh, y'all did. Still feel where you shoved my drum.
It was Halstern and who that were Beatles helpers?
Ventus is
Ventus, that's right.
Ventus, but also Donal. Yeah, also Donal and Karis.
Thank you. You know, let's go see how he's feeling. I might as well talk to him right now before this big fight and all.
He's a bit of a stubborn bastard, so don't expect him to get a lot. Don't expect to get a lot out of him.
Worst case, he tells me to fuck off. No big deal.
Right. Wish you good luck. I'll be here having a pint.
I will go searching for Beetle.
He's not hard to find. You guys know where he is because the compound isn't that big. But you find him in one of the more like one of the supply cellars. But the door is shut, and you see Karis stationed right outside the front door, just kind of as a mediator.
Is he willing to talk with anyone?
I don't think he's willing to talk to anybody, but can't stop you. Don't want to stop. Might be good for him.
Cool, because I could use his services if he's willing. I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Karis, what the hell did I tell you? Why are you out there if you're not even gonna do your job? You just hear nothing from Karis. She just kind of sits there and smirks. Just what? What do you want?
Job for you from you, maybe.
Here. Door open. You see Beetle just kind of like greasing, like kind of twirling his mustache. And looks like he's kind of re-greasing it. And like it's still odd to have like this halfling person with just pure bald head and just hair that goes out, and then full on grease stash. It is gross. But
Mm-hmm.
you want a job from me?
Oh no, sorry. A job for you, maybe.
A job for me.
So we came across some notes in Fate's Blessing that leads me to believe that you...
Why are you doing this out here? Come into my office, please.
Okay.
Don't need everybody knowing my secrets. Now get in.
Okay. And I follow him.
He pulls you in, like he's pulling you by basically like the knee portion of your pants. Just grabs, pulls. And at that point, like he's a lot stronger than you give him credit for. He pulls you in. All right, now that you've done trying to expel my secrets out to the world, you found things at Fate's Blessing.
Didn't know it was a secret. Just some notes that mentioned that someone might have to reach out to you to get some supplies. And you seemed like the kind of person who could get supplies based off that and what I've seen around here.
Define supplies. I delve into a lot of antiquities. I deal with a lot of items of favor.
Well, I'm trying to find some adamantine.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're delving into good stuff.
Yeah, I need something that is very, very heat resistant.
Interesting. And what makes you think I have any of this?
That's why I came to ask.
Well, I may or may not have items of such quality within my possession, or may not, depending on what you are specifically you're looking for in quantity.
I'm gonna pull out the conglomeration of crystal I have. I need to make a mold to melt all of this down in. So, I imagine roughly yay big.
Interesting. Very interesting. So what you're looking for is almost 5 cubic feet of adamantine used
Yeah.
for shaping and molding to create a mold. A negative.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the first intellectual I've dealt with. I understand the processes of how to get all this done. Well, unfortunately, I don't have that here.
I did just hear that there might be some at the Citadel. No idea where that would be.
Eh. It would make sense they'd bring it to the Citadel.
And we are gonna raid the place anyway, so...
Well, how about this? I had lost one of my shipments long before any of this attack happened. If you're able to bring back that shipment for me, I will reward you with exactly what you need.
Where would this shipment be?
Normally, when they do confiscations, they'll go through processes that will ensure the authenticity, and if it's any items of extreme rarity or power items that could be created into items of extreme rarity or power, they bring it to the Citadel for safekeeping.
Okay. I wish we knew more about the structure of the Citadel. Any idea where they would keep it specifically? Like region or anything?
Oh, probably something with a lot of anti-magical inhibitors.
Not much of an idea where in the Citadel it might be, though.
Probably
Alright.
not. I've never been invited up there. Honestly, I don't want to be up there. Bureaucracy upsets me.
Yeah, I
I
get
don't
that
mind.
feeling.
I don't mind being a face and going around and being a businessman, but let's be honest. I'm better used down here.
Politics or no. Guess I'll have to just keep an eye out when we raid the place. I mean, assuming successful raid and all, we'll have plenty of time to look around.
Exactly.
Aren't
And
really any politicians to stop us anyway.
But if you want, if you could retrieve those for me, I will gladly give you what you need.
Now, being that this is a weird situation because there's possibly adamantine there also, say I come across the adamantine and don't need you to acquire some, and we come across your supplies. Would you still like us to retrieve it for some other form of payment?
I mean, if you want monetary gain, fine, I could do that. Gems, gold.
I mean, I'm sure monetary would be fine. I don't know if any of the rest of my party has something in particular in mind, but assuming they don't, I don't see a problem with monetary.
Hmm. I'm pretty sure there could be some components to spells that would be very useful to have, the more expensive kind.
Sounds good to me. We can keep an eye out for it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, I appreciate you working with us.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. Now, please, get out. I'm trying to...
Okay. I was gonna see, well, okay. And I'm gonna leave.
Good. Goodbye. Pleasure doing business. You shut the door behind you, see Karis there, just... He was a bit more generous this time.
He was?
It's never normally this way.
I did.
Don't think it too hard. I'm a big guy. Go have a drink.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Alright. He just walks away muttering, I mean, how could he have a pleasure doing business? We haven't actually done any yet.
You go back to the main
Mhm.
area. With that, anything else?
Mm-mm. Not for me.
Anybody?
Nope, I'm good.
Mm. No.
Given?
Just gonna get with
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah.
He's so quiet.
Sorry, my head hurts.
No,
I'm
honey.
just vibing.
Oh.
I'm vibing. I'm living vicariously through you guys.
Right
A
on.
worrisome statement from Spleen.
Yeah.
Normally, you are the vibe.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's not a good thing.
So the night starts moving forward. Guards start going to their beds. You see some of the just patrol doing their job, just walking back up and down. See Donald come up from the cellar entrance and grab a beer, head to bed, and you guys start following suit.
I wash my face like 7 more times before going to bed.
You do eventually get it off. Although your face is pure red from just taking an iron wool right to your face.
Yeah.
Ow.
How to get into the sideburns? I don't even know how that worked.
I know you guys are in a compound. Do any of you take any sort of watch, or is it just all of you are sleeping?
Probably put up the dome just considering the state of our surrounding areas.
Mm,
Yeah.
Just in case something breaks through and into the area. But I am gonna grab Hal at some point during the night and just, how are you feeling about bigger battles?
Well, feel like it doesn't really matter. A big battle is a small battle, but longer. It'll give me a chance to see if I can feel more centered, more. It feels so weird to say calm in my rage, in my fury. It's not. I'm curious to see what happens.
Good chat.
Hmm.
um how you feeling about what's the word I'm looking, pulling power from the light string?
It's different. You know that feeling when we're in. There we are. During one of the chemical hazard evenings at the dormitory, where we were reassigned to a different dormitory for a couple of weeks. The beds are still the same beds, but they're just different. Takes a while for you to get to sleep, that sort of thing.
Feels different. Gotta find
Yeah.
what's comfortable. Yeah, that makes
Need
sense.
to, need to just make the right indentations, I suppose, in the cushion.
Yeah.
Seems safer than the alternative, sadly.
Yeah. Maybe we can investigate that when we get back.
I would like that. Thank you. I am finding it difficult to tell what of my own abilities to trust. So I just sort of don't. I let them happen and deal with the consequences.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's kind of how I go about it. I never know what's gonna happen when I try new stuff.
I
Hell,
suppose that's a fair point.
the time I don't know what's gonna happen when I try stuff I know what I'm doing with.
Yes. A good few classrooms with the scars to prove that. From each of us. From each of us.
True. True. But it's good that you're still willing to move forward with trying.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's something new to learn. It's something I don't know, and I can't stand that. So I get to learn it the hard way, which bound to happen sooner or later, I'm sure. But
Alright. Do you want me to keep armoring you, or do you want to try doing it yourself more?
I think I'm okay with doing it myself for now. Still am not able to do so for anyone else, but I think it comes naturally enough at this point that I can just sort of make it happen. Never look at chat.
Never.
If anything, since I got out of that portal and whatever happened in the healing process afterwards, I feel like I just need to keep trying, doing different things until something actually clicks. So, what better place to try than a battle where I have no choice
Yeah.
than to put all my cards on the table.
Good place to stress test, so.
That was, at the very least, my original argument to Lord Baltrus for letting me travel. What better place than in the real world to test my abilities?
You know, come to think of it, hell, I should have relayed this while everyone was still awake. I'll tell them in the morning. I spoke to Beetle, and he mentioned a shipment that was confiscated of his, and that if we could return it to him, he'd be willing to help me get some adamantine. Or, if we find some adamantine and we find his shipment, monetary return if no one has anything else in mind. The worrisome
I
part...
do like the idea of Beetle in our debt.
Yeah, well, there's a worrisome part of the things he mentioned, and I don't think it was intentional for him to... I don't think he was thinking about it when he said it, but it got me thinking about it. He did mention that where they keep stuff like that is probably in some kind of area that's guarded by anti-magical defenses. And seeing as how we're storming this place, if they've found a way to use those defenses against us, that might be a big problem that we run into. We will definitely keep an eye out for that.
If they haven't, would we be able to use it against them?
I have no idea. We'd have to see what they are. Assuming they truly exist, I would think they exist. Why wouldn't they exist?
I would certainly put a field like that around my expensive or otherwise valuable belongings, yes.
Can't be that hard to make. Should probably mention that tomorrow.
I suppose, but what are the rest of them going to do about it?
I don't know. That would really be unpleasant, though. That.
Well, I suppose that's also why both of us carry swords at this point.
Yeah, I just really don't like the idea of facing kind of shit we're probably gonna run into in there without, well, with just sword and shield. It's not the first time, but I'd really rather it not. I'd rather not have a next time. But I guess we should get some sleep. We'll worry about it in the morning.
Yes, I suppose.
Alright. Good night, Al.
Good night, Goose.
The night goes on and it feels like the hours are endless. Some of you are having a harder time falling to sleep, and some of you are just sleeping so naturally because of battle coming, everything looming. But during this night, you were all able to find your rest and gain full rest.
Yay!
And a party boon from Breck.
Yay!
Rick! All right, roll it, Juju.
We have advantage on our next skill check.
Nice.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
As you wake up, everybody make perception checks.
No!
No.
When he says that and he's like, no, I'm serious, then you get worried. Because what are they
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
Waking up early, everybody dons their clothing, their weaponry. And you walk out to the main area. You notice that all the Solvanian guards are full on gear. Tobias is there. You see the circlet gleaming as he's pacing back and forth, double checking all of his men's weaponry and armor. And he goes over the Hellstern. Right. So, you guys know what you're doing. Right. You see Hellstern and Ventus. Aye, we know what we're doing. Aye, we know what we're doing. Oh, that's right, we know what you're doing. Don't worry about it, Toby. We got this. Tobias looks up at both the Dragonborn, almost twin-looking nods. He walks over to the rest of the scouting parties and kind of double checks everything over. Howard.
Hmm?
I need you to send out a couple more messages for me.
Alright.
First, talk to Fury. Let him know that we're ready to go. Second will be to Emerald Envy.
Alright.
See where she is. And then Bray Hindergrass himself. See what they're up to. We're gonna get this timed right.
Alright.
So, what do you say?
Hang on. Alright, so one was to Fury.
Yep.
What did he say that one was for? I forgot.
Fury.
I remember the other two.
And until it's like, right, you're ready for Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Fury that when we get into position in the Citadel to teleport everyone in, we'll let you know. Be prepared within the seconds.
All right. So I'll send a message to Fury. Fury, it's Goose. We're going to send another message when we're ready for you to teleport in. Be ready.
Couple seconds, go back. A couple seconds and a message come back. All right. We will be prepared.
Fury says they'll be ready.
Excellent. All right, for Emerald Envy.
Check if she's ready.
We're going to go on her mark. She's going to start the distraction. So at this point, we're saying we're ready for when she starts this. We'll keep an eye out, and once you start this, we're heading in.
All right. So I will send one to her. Envy, it's Goose. We're ready on this end. We'll engage on your mark.
Message comes back. All right. Wind's at our backside. We're flying in. This is good.
They're flying in now.
And then to Bray, let him know that when Envy attacks and creates the distraction, go in and wreak havoc, bring him hell.
In the grass. It's Howard. We are prepped. Be ready to go in and cause havoc.
All right. Got everything prepped here. We'll wait for the distraction and we'll start dealing with everything else. Please, find my family.
They're ready. When
Right.
I asked, of course, that we keep an eye out for his family.
Rightfully so. If they got people out there, have to save them.
Of course.
All right. Well, let's go enjoy a little bit of the sunlight and see the spectacle start.
Yeah.
Follow me. He starts leading every one of you guys up from the greedy drake, whoever wants to join.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a minute to prepare something for our infiltration.
Alrighty. Yeah, take your time. As you guys are walking up, you see like the barren halls of the greedy drake, the original bar that is there, and heading up into the side side stairwells that'll eventually lead you to the top balcony section with Merlin's and I'm still not good with my terminologies, but like stoneworked handrails and everything, and Merlin's and whatnot. Even then, there's still a center structure within this giant courtyard. You guys come up and you feel the first thing that you feel is the sun and the warmth of it just hitting your face. Then a blast of cold wind just following right afterwards. It's one of those dualities where you have a moment of respite before the biting wind comes in and really gets right to the core of your bones. It is a brutally chilly day. But with that wind, you know that it's coming south side, coming up from the Whitefish Mere. You look on the horizon along the South Falskallan Sea, waiting. You notice that it's taking a little bit longer.
We
Than
got the right
expected.
day, right?
Pardon?
We got the right day, right? Like my shirts tonight?
What's happening today?
Oh. What's taking so long?
Don't rush the sea. What is with your impatience?
Ooh. Ready to go?
We're all ready to go. I want to get this over with as well. About 15 minutes go by. 30. The 45-minute mark, you start seeing ships round the sun-kissed fjords on the east side of Solnes. Coming around, you see 4 of them. What looks to be... You see the flagship, the Ocean's Grace, heading everything. You see 2 frigates following tight formation on the sides. And then what looks to be 2 smaller ships following suit right in behind in this tight-knit weave. The sun starts weaving in and out of cloud cover. You see the beams just hitting onto the water as the waves are just crashing and falling over the blockade that's covering the bay. You just see the water splashing right up and the ice that is formed right on top of these pieces. With that, the formation starts coming in nice and tight, closer and closer. And off the distance, all you hear is one singular strand of white fires straight up, and then another one of red, and explodes. It's the first time you've ever seen anything like this, but to everybody outside of game, these are fireworks being set off. You see 3 more shoot up, orange, yellow, red, shoot up, fire, and then as they all explode in unison, you see a phoenix just fly.
Whoa. What is that?
Remember that elf you were hot for?
Oh, yeah?
That might be her.
Yeah.
See a
The
phoenix
green
just
one.
fly right out, coming in, diving. Just in the background, you're just, "Ah!" I can't do it, but I tried.
Caw!
Caw-caw!
Squawking!
Squack!
Quack!
Yeah. Yeah. You're just the loud screaming cacophony of that. With that, you start seeing cannonballs being fired from the moondocks, from the murky docks, from the Citadel, all aimed at the water, just starting to fly as these ships start getting closer and closer. And with that, the Phoenix flies in. Does a overhead, flies over, catching the attention. That the Ocean's Grace breaks off, and you see the two frigates that come into single file formation, interlock with each other. And you notice that one of them has a ram's head right on top, right in front. Coming in close, lands right into the center of the blockade, breaking right through. And with the weight of the second frigate pushing it up and over, coming in. You see that this Phoenix starts flying and shapes into a humanoid form. That fire coming out from her hands, spreading left and right. You see these giant walls of flame just coming right up, left, right. And during this time, you just hear the Ocean's Grace broadside starts bombarding the front of the murky docks. And with this, you see the two smaller vessels following suit and beaching themselves right up on top of the blockade. And with that, you start noticing that a bunch of men start getting out and running along, using the cannon fire as cover to start running along these docks. You see ice shards firing and flinging, and water elementals starting to come out of the water. The resistance has started. This attack has begun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, she's cool.
Certainly knows how to make an entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias, should I send that message to Fury?
No,
Not yet?
only when we're ready to teleport them. You have to do that when you're in the room itself. It might take a while,
Alright.
but he is ready. And I know that man is ready to be patient.
So after we take the teleportation room.
Aye.
Well,
Alright.
gotta
I need to
find
keep the
that.
spell ready.
I'm with B. What
I'm
are
with.
you waiting
Let's
for?
go. Let's go.
Right on.
With the noise that's happening, you start hearing behind you just like the yelping of the wargs that are starting to go wild. You notice that like the goblin encampment is starting to uproar in itself, seemingly caught off guard. You think, okay, this is them getting prepped and ready. You turn around, you see two forms flying in the air, flying back. One with a broken owl mask, and just swifting, like looks like he's just running along. And another form was just a pure hawk, just kind of keeping an overarching eye. With Darren Calgrave in the air, holding on to what looks to be like about 4 or 5 different canisters hooked onto his bandolier. He takes one up, he throws it over to Bray Hindergrass in the eagle form or the hawk form, grabs it, throws. But because of the cover of the fuck it, we're doing cinematic mode. We're doing cinematic mode. The canister starts flying through the air, lands into the courtyard. A dark, noxious gas comes out, and the goblins caught off guard start coughing just noxiously, and like, but realizing that it's not doing any damage, utterly confused, utterly confused. They still get together. They start hearing those noises in the background. You see the commander shouting commands back and forth as you start seeing the shamblers slowly marching in. You see
What do
that
they say?
I'm doing. You don't know
We're in
because you're not
cinematic
there.
now.
It's cinematic.
Yeah.
Oh, cinematic. okay,
Players
look at it.
see, characters do
Yeah.
not.
Do y'all speak Goblin? I didn't think so. Some of the goblins that have already mounted the wargs with their sensors start coming up. They start going through these piles of gases that they keep coming down. Just they start coming through, waving the sensors right in front. That's when they start attacking. The shamblers just run right forward with just intended fury. Just jumps on the first goblin in the warg, just mass piling onto them. The captain looking back and forth. And with that, we come back to you guys.
World War Z has begun.
All right.
All right, let's go.
You.
Heading down to the main area. You see Tobias. If you do not make it, it has been an honor to have survived with all of you. And he's talking to the room full of the guards, the scouts, even Beetle. Stay safe out there. As soon as we leave, lock this door and do not open it until 2 days have passed. Please. He's talking to Illyria and the kids and the mother who are there and a couple of the other civilians that have been there trying to maintain the place as best they could. Solemn his face. You notice the demeanor of Tobias is utterly changed. It's not excitement. It's just this stern, like, I didn't think I'd have to go through another war. Goes over to the bar, notices that there was an unfinished drink. Slams the mug down, and you just see like this tanker just break for the sheer force. He lets go, clenches his fist, and goes white knuckled. Takes his cane, ping, goes into the full hammer, puts it on his back. Let's go. Turns around, opens the door to the sewers.
What time
You
is
got-
it?
It's about mid-morning.
Whoops.
Oh,
I'm gonna say that you did this.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Good.
retroactively say that you've done
Yeah.
this. Like,
Okay.
I kind of just jumped ahead a lot and not
Okay.
giving you guys to do your prep work, but you guys did your prep work.
Okay.
You are a gracious and generous DM.
Thank you. Don't forget it. Don't forget it.
What do you say?
All right.
And with that, you walk into the sewers. And we're going to take a 5-minute break. The Battle of Solnes has begun.
back. From
So apparently
my
I got cut off last
Yup.
time before
My
I finished what I was actually
bad.
going to say, but I've totally forgotten what I was saying. Nonetheless, welcome back. Just needed 5 minutes, just give a good old stretching. That being the case, heading into the Solvanian sewers, following the trail that Hellstern had recaptured and followed, you start heading west towards the Citadel. With Ventus heading the scouting party and Hellstern following very closely behind. The art of stealth is just lost because of how many people who are following. You've got at least another 10 Solvanian guard following, and whatever's left of Beetle's crew coming suit. As much as you guys are trying to maintain some sort of stealth, it just gets lost. But that's all right. At this point, the battle has begun, and the art of surprise is now moot. At least for everybody on the surface. Down here, who would expect it? That being the case, everybody's walking in pace, going through, and after about an hour's worth of walking, you finally start making yourself to the warmer parts of the sewers, where you start realizing that this is where everything was.
Mhm. So I want to kind of motion to Ventus up front.
Yeah.
Because I've still got my cultist robe on, and you all would notice that Diamondback has donned the sort of false goatee that puts him into his Caiaphas look. And I'd say, all right, now y'all okay if I try my hand at catching them even more off guard?
Fine with me.
Yeah. Amen.
You see Tobias look. Give it a shot. See what happens, but you also have to realize if you get caught down there, you're by yourself.
I know. I figure everything goes to shit. Y'all just come run in, kill everybody, and I'll be fine.
That's a very brave proposition.
Message us quick.
I've gotten out of worse cons than this. Besides, I'm going to have a prisoner with me. Spleen, feel like doing a little bit of acting?
Yeah, do I have to wear a goatee?
No, you don't. But I am going to use the voice. Is that going to be a problem?
What?
You know, the
Shit!
voice.
No! Okay.
Oh, darling, hold it together, would you?
Oh, don't make me blush.
So, I'm going to pretend that I've captured you. See if I can. Well,
what if I came
gain-
willingly?
Oh,
I'm
dear,
sorry. I'm getting it out of my system right now.
All right. Well, I'll explain it to you in my regular voice.
Thank you.
So, the way I figure it, I'll pretend that I've captured you. See if I can distract whoever's outside the entrance long enough, either for us to gain entry secretly or for the rest of y'all to get into a fine position to kill them dead and, well, get us in. What do we think?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Might be a
to
good
me.
idea, but what about the rest of us? Points to, the legion of people behind you.
All right, well, are you guys planning to get in through this entrance as well, or are you looking to go up top?
It's the only one we know.
Right enough then. Well, I will see if I can get them guards sufficiently distracted, maybe even get a few of them turned around to go back in. Once I feel like they're tremendously off their guard, I'll shoot a message back to one of y'all. And that's your cue to run in, steel gleaming, and, as I've said, put them all on the ground.
Fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might even be able to, now that I think of it, depending on how they're set up, I might even be able to give you a louder signal than a message.
I like that idea.
Fantastic. All right, Spleen, put your hands behind your back. Give me your weapons.
What?
Look, well, you got to look like you're my prisoner.
God. Okay. Just be careful.
I'll be careful.
Wait.
Yeah.
I have a great idea.
All right.
Take out a little bit of rope. Spleen,
What?
I need you to hold this in place when I finish. Actually, Yimmer or Diamondback should probably do this because I'm tie her up, quote unquote, so that she looks tied up, but she can strangle the fuck out of someone if she needs to.
Mm.
Just pull her
Nice.
hands out and now you got a rope.
Yeah, I'm good for that. Unless, Yim, you want to take a shot at it.
No, that sounds pretty good to me.
You know, there are some people, or maybe a lot of people, that would be just crawling for the opportunity to tie me up.
Oh, I remember the expedition, darling.
Enough of the yak and get moving. Let's
Right.
move. Time is of the essence.
And so I'll take the rope and kind of try to do a, like, so it looks like a convincing bind, but that Spleen can easily turn into a garrote.
Easy enough. I mean,
Sure.
you being trained in the bardic arts, you've learned tying techniques so you can get yourself in and out of situations.
Yeah.
Tricks of the trade to get yourself in and out of situations.
Not me.
All right. There you go. Feels good.
Someone make me hurt. Maybe look hurt. Bean. Come on.
What do you want?
I don't know. Rough me up a little bit.
Like ruffles her hair.
No!
Tobias
Really?
just boing, just a full on like elbow right to the nose, Spleen.
Oh! Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh.
There we are.
Best
Yeah,
way to
that's-
be convincing is
Yep.
do it for real.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage for that.
Oof.
Oh,
Buddy's got an elbow for days.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
All right. Well, wish us luck, and if we don't make it out of there, somebody tell Tobias of Kaith he's a twat.
How about
We're
we
gonna
just
make it
kill
out.
him
Don't
so
you
you
worry.
can see him?
Just get in there.
All right. And so I'll kind of I'll put the hood up, and I'll start sort of leading Spleen forward, kind of, pretending to be rough about it, but like also keeping her weapons somewhere where I can throw them to her quickly.
Mm-hmm. Right on. So you head forward and you start following the position, and your recall of this area is good. Now, before we get into this, I would like 3 of you guys to roll D100s for me, and doesn't matter what specific order you guys say it in.
All right.
Okay.
36.
So
Good.
36. Okay,
57.
7. And last.
67.
Ha! Same thing!
Damn.
It's like they're dating or something.
What? No.
Somebody put the ships in chat now.
All right, fill the chat.
Got him.
Bible thump.
All right. And so yeah, basically I'm just gonna kind of walk like I own the place.
Yeah, following. Hold on. 1 second. Heading forward. You're walking with Spleen, and it seems like it's going to take forever because of the anticipation that's about to happen. Recalling your steps and retracing everything, you are able to come to the junction point again and again. You still see a bunch of people with a bunch of you see a bunch of well-robed figures in the robes that you have that are moving a bunch of crates, but they seem to be moving with a bit more haste. You see this half-orcish woman just belting things out. Gah, gah, gah. Spleen, it is in Orcish, but it is a dialect that you haven't heard before, and it's very well. It's kind of like when I speak like Dunnel, where it's Orcish. You recognize it as Orcish, but it's super muddled. It's something you've never heard before. Screaming back and forth. You're kind of getting every 5 words, but you hear move, something attack, and then it's just like you get the idea that it's like that the Murky Docks are under attack and Solnes is now being under siege.
All right. And I sort of push Spleen forward and walk up and I call out, "Well, if this is the best picket line you can muster, no wonder your cell has had so much trouble pacifying this city. Your superiors will not be impressed."
You guys are right now in the you're on top of the center junction point. So you're kind of coming down. You have to take a natural handhold coming down. So you put Spleen on your shoulder, you bring her down. I'm not going to make you do
I was
strength
going to
checks
say,
on
I
this
don't know
one.
if my strength mod is enough to
I'm
do
letting
that.
you do this. Just let me do it. Don't interrupt me when I'm making awesome things happen.
You have cinematic strength.
Yes. It's better. It's almost as good as plot armor.
Well, if I had the choice.
So with that, you bring down, you say these things. And a lot of the workers there are just kind of like, they're humanoid. Some of them are half orcish, others are elven. You see the odd dragonborn or two, but they keep their head down and they're just moving these crates onto what looks to be like little carts that you don't know where they're going at this point. And you see this orcish woman and her subordinate underneath. Her subordinate that is there with them, her holding what looks to be this ledger. And who the hell are you? What are you doing here? This is not your jurisdiction. What brand are you part of?
My friend, I am what you might call outsourced help. My name is Caiaphas von Reg. Don't bother trying to look into it. You're not nearly important enough to know who I am. I have been tasked by your superiors, and I mean the superiors of your entire cult, with quality assurance, as you might say. I was sent here some time ago to assess your readiness, and I must say my observations have not been flattering.
Make a deception check.
With advantage!
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, double check my mod on that as well.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get like a fucking million.
Ooh, that's a 25.
Nice. You come in with your demeanor, and you're speaking everything so eloquently, and you start noticing like the immediate hostile nature of this half-orcish woman. Now that you're getting closer, you're starting to notice that like this is a woman well-aged, and the tusks are coming right up. It's very sleek and slender orcish features, but you see that there's also these super sharp lines along her cheekbones, and the ears that are protruding up are much more sharp than you've seen in any other half orcish nature.
Yeah.
Even like the tensing of the grayish blue skin, just like flexing back and forth. You see like almost tints of turquoise or like a mint kind of shine through in some of the lightings, but she looks up. Higher ups. I wasn't told of anybody coming down here.
But that is entirely the point, my friend. If you knew of my presence, I'm sure you would have put up far more show of actually having anything resembling the efficiency you're supposed to. I'm here to observe you when you don't know you're being observed, and might I say, the fact that everything has quite gone to shit under your watch is not going to reflect well. But you may yet have a chance to redeem yourself.
Moving the shit under my watch. I'm here doing everything in my power. You're telling me I'm doing shit? I just got these orders and you're telling me that I'm not doing them up to your standards? What are these standards are you talking about? Who the fuck is this? She noticed the spleen and the brand mark. And they just
This
brand one of their own? Wait.
This is a prisoner. You capture them when you're good at your job.
My job is not to capture prisoners, it's to move product, ensure quality and distribution. This is what I do.
We're under attack. You have an entrance to the Citadel here, and I managed to catch you off guard, as would the small scouting party that this little one was part of, if my people had not fallen upon them. Now,
Shit and die, huh?
oh, you'll
Fine.
do it.
How about this?
far.
She starts pointing to like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it basically roughly translates to start searching the sewers.
If you'll all kindly follow me, I can show you the line to where this resistance has their main base. But I do warn you, I expect you to show far better awareness of your surroundings than you have previously.
Watch your tone with me. You think you may have power over me, but I'm the one with the power here. You walk into my base and you tell me that I have to obey your orders, coming and barking everything like that?
Of course you don't. The same happened when I was doing quality assurance for the cell out in Menestad, and Isana Ravenford found it very easy to... Oh no. Wait. She ignored everything I said, and she no longer draws breath. It's your call.
Just see her pondering through just...
Bitch deserved it.
I agree with you, but shut up.
Don't tell me what
What are
to
you
do,
going to do with the
stupid
prisoner? Why
oven.
did you bring her here? If you're the
Well-
one doing quality assurance, then why isn't she up with Spreader? He's the one who deals with any of the disobedience.
You weren't aware I was here. Spreader isn't either. I was looking for the person who I could bring this one to for interrogation. If you'd be so kind as to take charge of her, while I lead your people to the rest of my crew so that we might actually start striking back at this resistance, I'm sure we'll both get what we want out of this day.
Who sent you?
It's a very good question. Your superiors are very smart. I was contacted through intermediaries. I've never learned their names and quite frankly been paid very well not to ask.
Who sent you? We
You're
don't
not
deal
gonna
with
get-
intermediaries.
You're not gonna get anything out of me! You'll die of exhaustion before you get anything out of me!
And I'm just going to kind of like act as if Spleen just stepped on my foot. And go, bugger, and sort of push her towards the orc.
Mm-hmm.
And as I push her, I'll just cast message, which I'll remind only Spleen can hear. Go for it.
And as I am tipping forward, I am going to then take my arms out of the rope and I want to wrap it around one of her legs, kind of like in a weird, like a slide being thrown. I take that momentum to slide and grab her foot to bring her down to the ground. And I want to try to climb on top of her from her back.
Make a grapple check.
Okay.
So at that point, it's just contested strengths.
Okay. Okay. I forgot what we got from the boon. Was it?
It's advantage on skills.
check.
It's skill checks.
Okay,
This
skill
isn't a skill
checks.
check.
Okay. I couldn't remember what type of check it was. It's still good. That's an 18?
Natural 20.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
I do still have an inspiration that I have not used.
Ooh.
What was it?
So an inspiration from Diamondback?
I believe so.
Or
Uh,
one
so-
of-
Would've
Never
worn
used
away.
it.
I was
that
going to
would've
say,
worn
Bardic,
away longer.
Bardic Inspiration goes away after about 10 minutes.
Damn it.
Unless
I don't know. I just
until you start marking where you get them from.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
This is why I categorize.
Fair enough. That's why I like the inspiration thing on the D&D Beyond. I'm like, it's nice, a little sunrise, but I don't know where you came from.
You're
Who
pretty,
are
but
you
where?
people?
Where'd you come from? Why is the sun rising
get-
with you?
So you get pushed forward. You have
Mhm.
these ropes, and you start loosening your binds to try and grab. As that happens, you see the orcish woman just step back, step forward. What is this? What is
Oh,
this? You start noticing that like these little tendrils starting to crawl down the robes, covering her hands.
And I'm just going to yell out, "The prisoners escaped! Huh?" And I'm going to look at wherever the guards are gathered the thickest and cast Shatter right in the middle of them.
Right on.
And that is the message I'm sending back down the sewers, because that shit travels.
The rest of you guys hear. It's like, Tobias, I knew that was going to happen. All right, let's go. Sorry. Okay, so hold on. Doing Shatter.
Yep.
I do not have a map set up for this. All right, cool.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So with that,
Kiwi. Things are
Okay.
happening.
roll your damage. You're gonna hit about 4 people with this.
Okay.
Looking around you, you see that there's about you hit for about 4 people, and then there's a bunch of other people dispersed. As you were trying to come in, your natural perception, you pegged about 10 just grunt workers, the orcish woman and her subordinate right underneath.
So yeah, I will roll it up. I'm casting at the 3rd level. So that's going to be... Ooh, that's nice. That is going to be 22 thunder damage.
Woo!
Yeah.
Cool. 22 thunder damage. As you sing, the shatter bursts out, and you see these bodies just kind of almost ragdoll out in the air. You
Oh,
don't even
don't you
hear a
just
noise because of
hate
just the
that.
pure cacophony that has happened in this
Yeah.
room, let alone because this thing is a giant chamber.
Yeah.
It echoes just. Which at that point, I'm probably going to give all y'all that deafened, or not all of y'all, just Spleen and
Yeah.
The people in that
Diamondback.
room.
Mom.
Everybody in that room is going deaf because of
Wow.
it.
Roll for
So with that,
tinnitus.
we're going to roll initiative.
Are we rolling it
That was your
outside
one free
too?
action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No,
That's everybody.
I'm
That's everybody who's doing this.
Okay.
So like,
Yeah.
basically, what I'm going to do is the people who are in the sewers. You're about 2 rounds of combat away.
Okay.
So like, still roll as if you're doing things singularly. When you get here, that's when you guys will actually spread out and do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with that,
Mm,
25 to 20.
21.
Nice.
24. So 25 for Spleen.
21.
21, 24 for B. Cool. 20 to 15.
Matt's making
Welcome to the
It's like, thanks for
game.
making Matt.
Who rolled the lowest stick
Yeah.
initiative?
we're playing golf, right?
Yeah. Golf. I got par. 15 to 10.
12.
Ten to 5.
7.
7.
Hey!
They even are in initiative together.
True love exists.
Yep.
I got
Doing
it.
it again.
Matching
Running
with
on
the
that
actual
video.
ship and matching with the in-game ship.
Yeah.
Who's got the higher dex?
Hmm.
Mine's 13.
14.
Howard always has the upper hand in this relationship. 5 to 1.
I had 8.
Okay, that's everybody then. Yeah. Cool. Cool. So with that, spleen. Everything just goes loud, and then just the noise, just the white noise coming right through. You can't hear anything, but you've got this lady. You've got this orcish woman standing right in front of you. You see her advisor standing right beside him, covering their ears just from the cacophony. What do you do?
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick,
I
I forgot to mention it. Part of the prep work would have been bond. Are you okay with that? Or do I need to do...
Well-
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Basically, if everybody within the bond gets the reverb as well. Just
Oh god, it made it worse!
Yeah.
No, they don't get the no, you don't get the reverb on that one. I'm just being funny.
Jose's please the type of person that forgets to mute the mic.
True. True.
All that's going through the bond right now is fucking shit.
Okay, Spleen, what are you doing?
rage.
You would like to Roger?
Yeah. Yeah, because
Excellent.
I know. And I give a big, a bloody smile from the residual blood that came from my nose. And with one, how far away are they from me?
They're like 5 feet. They basically just
Yeah.
stepped back
Sweet.
to
Awesome.
get out of your grapple range.
Okay, let's see. Excuse me. Sorry. What would I like to do? Let's go with some nice family-friendly reckless attack. Against the woman.
Okay.
So that gives me advantage on melee weapon attack rolls.
I haven't had a chance to hand you back your weapons yet.
It's okay. I got claws.
Spleen is a weapon. Let's just
I
be
was gonna say, yeah.
I got claws. I got teeth.
There we
It's
go.
all
At this
good.
point, I just see Spleen like being Stitch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Hannah means family.
Yeah, so I want to make a lunge for her face, please.
Would like to lunge at thine face.
Yeah, I want to lunge at her face. I want to get all in her face, all
Make
disrespectful.
another grapple check.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming that's what you're doing. Or are you actually making an attack?
Fighter.
I was like, it's. I'm biting her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make an unarmed attack then.
Okay. Oh, I already rolled for that. So that is 16 plus an 8, 24.
You don't get proficiency on top of that.
With strength. Okay, so then it'll be just a dirty 20 then.
Dirty 20? Okay, cool. Just remembering, you're not proficient in, like, I know it's what you do as a character, but stats-wise, you're not trained for unarmed combat.
Yeah, no worries.
So, just remember
Yeah.
not to put your proficiency when it comes to that. That being the case, you lunge and lean in, basically launching yourself forward in your rage form. You kind of squat down, you let the rage come into you, and at that point, you launch yourself off with the fury of, well, the small coming in. And where a part of the body that you're trying to bite?
I'm going for her nose, and when I like bite, I want to do like a crocodile twist to just take that thing off.
Okay, so first things first, you're going in for the bite. You come in and you latch right onto the nose, and there isn't really much there because it's kind of like a snub flat nose moving in, but you still are able to just catch her off guard going right in for the bite. With that, roll your damage.
That's just gonna be. Oh, it already has a damage thing to it. It's not even a dice.
It's
Yep, because you're not a monk.
just a D4.
Okay.
It,
It
1 plus your strength mod if you're not proficient
Yeah.
with unarmed.
so it's just a 5.
Oh, cool. Never mind. I thought it was D4 out.
He shows
Alright.
up in your actions under armor.
Yeah, my
Excellent.
ability damage is 0.
Ooh.
You go in and bite the nose. You try and twist off, but you realize that you just don't have enough clenching power to kind of do it, and let alone like just the resilience of the nose and the cartilage that's there. You bite. You just hear just screaming back and forth.
That
At
way
that
we don't
point-
hear.
Is where you don't.
I know.
Thank you for the correction.
You just hear crocodile noises through the bond. Like, what is happening?
That being the case, Spleen, is that your turn?
Can I make another attack if that's an attack action?
Well, you have multi-attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go for an attack.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Probably it's thrown me off of her face, taken a chunk off. I want to bite into her leg. I'm a feral chihuahua.
So with the first bite, you latch in. So go roll for your attack.
So that's gonna be 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay,
Plus 4, 16.
that just hits.
Mm.
Oh shit.
So you release.
Punch,
She
punch.
reels back, just holding her nose. As you do that, you go and latch yourself right onto the calf muscle, just kind of like in between the legs. Latch right in. She kind of just staggers forward a little bit, screaming in that little bit of pain. So it's another 5 damage. Cool. With
That is my turn.
that is your turn. Excellent. It's her turn now.
Oh, I didn't add rage damage to those.
Oh, so that's plus 3.
6. Yeah, so 6 total.
Cool.
Nice.
I forgot
You
about
did
that.
16 damage. Let's just be honest. Just
Yeah, with biting.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So now it's her turn.
Uh-oh.
She starts. She steps back, looks at you. You're not latched on because you didn't grapple, so she kind of like steps back a couple feet, not out of range, but with she steps a couple feet back. Just goes. She grabs. She goes into a side pouch, brings it up, throws something in, and you start seeing tendrils just start coming right out of her mouth, just coming right out. Stop, twist, turn around, wrap around her face. The skin starts turning into this spongy, fleshy look, growing and outbursting. Just you see the mycelium crawling right in and out, spores being spread out. The center ridge of her forehead just starts splitting right open. You see what is a center cranial that is white and shining beautifully, that is generating these kinds of spores that are flying in and out. Her body starts growing, just standing up and further.
You know,
That escalated.
if we were in the room, we would have to yell at Spleen for not being careful what she puts in her mouth.
I just want to make a quick glance at Diamondback, of just like, and just yelling, "Give me weapons!"
Yeah.
You can't hear.
But I can still yell.
I was gonna say, does it travel through the bond?
Yeah, it would. It would. Let's be honest, it would.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, you see with the central sec-
I think I have that Home Depot theme in my head.
That came on at work today.
cool. So with she takes a step forward, getting closer to Spleen, just 1 step forward, 1 step forward, 2 step forward. This shining globe just starts brightening. A singular beam, just very faint, almost like a string, just shoots up. Diamondback and Spleen, you are now caught within this cylindrical tube. You start feeling these ghostly flames just engulfing your body and in pain. You will take these away. Both of you will take 11 points of radiant damage. And she steps willingly into this, just cool. And with that, that is her turn done. Diamondback, you were caught in this beam.
Yep. All right. Is it restricting my movement at all? Like if I try to move towards Spleen to hand her weapons, is that?
I'm just fully reading everything that's going on right now.
Yep.
So if you can give me 1 moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
You got to make a 16.
Whoop. That won't. Yeah, that's only a 12.
Cool.
Hmm.
With that, you're gonna take I'm sorry. You guys would have taken 2 points of damage on that.
Oh, okay.
That's my bad on that one. On the first one. This one you'll take 15.
Ouch.
Both of us?
Nope, just Diamondback.
All right.
Oh.
There
It's
you are.
not your turn yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just my bad on that miscalculation.
Oh,
Now
no
you
worries.
can start your turn. It's not restricting your movement whatsoever.
Cool. So I'm going to. Oh, sorry.
Yep, no, you take that. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to pull out Spleen's weapons, use as much of my movement to get to her as I need, and use my action to hand them to her, and presumably bonus action as well. Um,
That's easy enough to do. You're about 10 feet away.
okay.
You're about
I
10
just-
feet away, and so you just walk. You grab her stuff. You walk in, and you basically like almost kind of throw it as like Spleen looks back. You guys are communicating, so she knows
Yeah.
that you're coming.
Yeah.
So
I
you-
grab it out of the air.
pretty much. And
Yeah.
so like that's that would say it's your action to do that. You do have a bonus action though.
Okay.
And I would say the deafened state is now down. Or after the next round, the deafened state will
Yeah,
be
I was
down.
gonna say, yeah. I was actually kind of looking forward to being up for the whole thing because that would have made it very interesting. But who cares? Not complaining. So yeah, as as I toss Spleen the weapons and kind of like run out of the beam.
Yep.
I'm going to use my bonus action to telepathically yell, "All right, Green, kick her ass!" And I'm going to like basically move out of the beam and try to put myself in a position where I'm not running directly into a bunch of guards if possible.
Yep. That's easy enough. Like it seems like in this fury that has happened, the people who were the quote unquote guards and the other workers that were there noticed that the orcish woman had full on transformed and they just up and split. So like they're starting their movements to run away.
Ha! Nice. All right. Oh, and as a free action at the end of my turn, I rip off the false goatee and put it back in my pouch.
No, you don't deserve this.
Well, under different circumstances, I was potentially going to throw it at an enemy before attacking them.
What the fuck?
You just got bearded.
So yeah, that's me.
Cool. So now that's the associate's turn. This elven man wearing what looks to be like a very heavily fortified leather armor underneath the robes in question, pulls out a mace. He'll throw out his hands directed towards Spleen, start speaking, and it immediately fizzles, not realizing that he can't hear what he's doing.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, sometimes in the middle of a moment, in the middle of a battle, you just kind of lapse. That being the case, that's that. The team in the tunnels, you guys start moving up, and a couple of you who are up front can start taking the dash action to get yourselves up further, but the rest of the squad won't be able to do that because it's like one of the snaking effects.
Mhm.
So I guess the turn is, are some of you going to be willing to move up ahead quickly?
Mhm.
Yup.
Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to say,
Roughly how far away are we?
you are 2 turns away from getting there.
You mean I got little legs?
And is it a straight, like, do we have a line of sight or is it around the corner for us? Basically, I'm gauging when I can shoot a crossbow bolt.
Crossbow bolt. You had been here, you would not be able to see the action from up above because you're coming into an above section of this conjunction.
Okay.
So like you would have a point of view. It like basically it does kind of go around, but by the moment you have a point to shoot a crossbow, you wouldn't be able to see anything really.
And if I used Misty Step, would that... no, never mind. I'm not going to do that this early. It's just getting started.
Yeah, so like you guys start moving in and team them, you kind of just break out in a full on sprint. Just yeah, you break out into a full on sprint. That That is your turn. You guys are now one action away to get. You're one action away to get into the fight. That being
Nice.
the case, spleen.
Oh, and sorry if I forgot to clarify, I was giving you bardic inspiration at the end of my turn. So,
You're still deaf.
can I give it to her through the bond?
No.
Cool. Never mind.
You have to hear that audible chocolate.
Yeah, I gotta feel it in my soul.
I'm only inspiring live.
All right. I got this big ugly bitch. My face. Now that I got my weapons, let's put you down a few pegs. So let's I'm going to start attacking at her legs.
Cool. So make a swing.
Mm-hmm. And I'm doing this with I'm gonna do this with reckless as well. And I wanna go two-handed.
Okie dokie, do it.
Yep. Okay, so that is 25 to hit.
That'll
And
hit.
I need a D10. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay, it's 4 plus 4, 8 plus the 3, so 11 damage on the first hit.
11 damage on the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like for you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Mm-hmm. I had a feeling. It's gonna be a straight roll because I am deafened. So it's 23.
Straight roll because you're deafened?
Yeah, I can have advantage. Oh, Constitution. I don't know why I read that as Constitution. It's supposed to be Dex.
That's what I thought. I was like, wait, what?
Listen,
Yeah,
it's been a long day.
I feel you.
Also,
Alright,
those
but
dex
it's
saving
still-
throws, if you can see it, it also counts.
It says
It's a Constitution saving throw. What is it?
Yeah, what she's
Yeah, I was
thinking
like,
of is,
I
is what I'm
I
referring
don't.
to.
What's the
23.
Constitution check?
Did I pick up 23?
23?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Somebody was speaking over it. Yeah, you succeed. So, cool. So you land the first hit. So it was
Hmm.
11 on that first hit.
Yeah, 11 damage there.
Beautiful. Cool. So, you land the axe hit into her body. You
Mhm.
just start seeing the spores and the mycelium just starting to latch in and on, but you pull away. Pretty much right after that swing.
Mhm.
Cool. So that's with that. Cool. Go for another hit.
Yeah. Seeing that that's the case, I need to make my attacks real quick and not have them dig in too long. I just need to just do hack and slashes as fast as I can. So I'll make another attack. Okay, this is with recklessly, so that's much better. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cool.
Mhm.
Go for, roll for attack or roll for damage. Sorry.
So it's gonna be 12 damage this time.
Well, cool.
And then probably make another con save.
Yep.
Okay. 18.
Yep. That'll pass.
Okay.
So again, you're starting to land these blows and you're starting to like make quick cuts up and down like the legs, and you see like the shuddering of her
Mhm.
of like you see her shuddering from the pain, but also with each cut you see that like the bits of the robe and the pants that she had been wearing start splitting apart, and start noticing like this that her body is full of these ridges of mushrooms, and like everything is just shaped. The muscle itself is not humanoid.
And pretty much and Goblin just muttering to herself like, "What the fuck are you?" And I'm gonna make a bonus action attack. Okay. Still recklessly. So much better. Wrote it as a number. 27. Yeah, 27 to hit. And then I roll. This is a D8. 2 plus 3. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. 5 damage. And so the last swing, land,
Mhm.
hit, con save.
On it. That's another 18.
Cool. So you succeed. Again, you're making quick work of her. She's you're landing all these blows and everything else that goes with it. It's now her turn. I'm sorry, is that your that's everything? Bonus action movement?
Yeah. Quick question. Is there a way I can send little snippets of images of what I'm seeing?
No. You're too
Okay.
focused on the battle itself, and that and your rage is allowing you
Okay.
to keep yourself within the moment.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a little too much brain power.
Yeah.
The telepathic bond
Right.
is verbal only,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. I believe it is.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then if it's
Okay.
verbal, then it just stays verbal.
No problem. That is my
Alright.
turn.
And it's her turn. Oh, you forgot. Start with a Constitution saving throw again, please. This will
Yeah.
be the first one because I'll just gonna be frank. You're in a moonbeam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Figured. What I figured.
Is this for me? Oh, wait, no, him.
Yeah, it would be for you.
Oh, me? Okay, yeah. Okay. That is 14 plus 8.
Yeah, you
Uh,
pass. You
yeah.
pass. Okay, so
Some
you'll
of us
take
have
5
good
points of radiant
constitution.
damage.
Said 2 points.
5.
Oh, 5 points. Okay.
That being the case, it's her turn. As she's being basked in this radiance, you see that her wounds are just the muscle that had been hacked away, just rapidly repairing on itself. Turns to you, Spleen.
Mm.
And at this point, the deafened state has gone away. So
Mhm.
in this you just hear and turns around, goes for a hit. That'll be 13 to hit.
That does not hit.
Cool.
Are you rolling advantage against me?
No. Oh, because
Okay,
of reckless.
make sure you are.
I'll roll again. 14.
Does not hit.
Cool. So
Armor
goes.
class is 18.
Yeah. So with your small demeanor, she swings up and down. You kind of just half step away. With that, I rolled a 1 and a 2. Holy fuck. Okay, you guys are going away. Where's my big boy die?
Also, it says dispel is a psychic connection. You can communicate whether or not they have a common language shared.
Okay, that'll be a 24.
That hits.
That hits. Kill. You're getting all the dice out.
All the dice.
So you're gonna take as she swings wide the first time, you swings wide the second time. You kind of like jump, dodge the first one, jump over the second attack. But as you start landing, she takes her hand and slams you right vertically down.
Mm.
I'm just gonna flavorly say you go prone, but you get
Yeah.
back up.
Mhm.
With that, you will take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh, sorry, that'd be 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Well, what's that halved?
That'd be
6,
7.
7.
7.
That'd be 7, and
Mhm.
then 10 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. And that's straight.
Yeah.
Right.
10 points of necrotic damage. So as she lifts her hand up, you feel the concussion of her strength, which is grand, much grander than you thought would happen. But on your body, you start seeing these little mushrooms just sprout up. Just you start feeling just the pain searing into your chest.
In the world.
Kind of cut out there for a second.
Get out. She's got mushrooms. Yimmer's gonna be all over this.
Okay, that'll be her turn. With that, Diamondback.
All right. I'm going to see that big slam happen. I'm going to fish into my pouch and pull out a shard of a broken bourbon bottle. And I kind of flick it like a coin, catch it like a knife, and go, "You'll take it to the face and you'll take it to the heart. The blading is the hardest part." Toss it over at Mushroom Lady and cast Cloud of Daggers on her.
Right on. So what you got to do?
So basically, the shard kind of explodes into a bunch of daggers that are just like going all around her. It occupies the 5-foot space that she is in right now. At the start of her turn, she is going to take 64 slashing damage.
Oh, speaking of, make a Constitution check.
Right. Yeah, not even doing the math on that one. Hit me.
Hit you?
Yep.
12.
Ouch. Thought I was out of the damn beam.
Wait, did I'm having a hard time keeping track. Did you hear him say that, or?
I don't remember.
You tossed the weapons to me. Did you get into the beam?
He was already in it.
I was already in it. I did say my intention was to move out of it and into an area where I was not surrounded by guards.
Yeah, that does sound familiar.
Okay, no, then don't take it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't take it then.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, basically it's 6d6 or 6d4 slashing damage when anyone starts their turn in that area, or moves into that area.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of call out a spleen. Spleen, if you can hear again, kick her ass! And try to do Bardic Inspiration again.
Cool. And with that would actually hit because now the definite state is gone.
Yeah. So yeah, you got yourself a D10, and that's my turn.
Cool. So yeah, you pretty much explained it as perfectly as you can. Hearing her grumbles and gurgling is rather unsettling. Now it's her associate's turn. Will now again reach. He goes into a pocket and takes what looks to be a mushroom out, and then he flicks it and throws it right to Spleen. actually, he'll go up in behind Spleen and take his mace and do a full-on crack right on the side. With that, he's also going to, yeah. So he does that. That'll be advantage. Nice. That'll be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, so it would have happened that way. Okay, sorry, new character. Who dis? Cool. So that. Comes up behind you, and for the cinematic purposes, hits you square right on the nape of the neck with this stone mace. And you think that's not going to do much damage towards you. Then you feel the infliction that happens upon it. It's like this black ichor just kind of spews out of this wound that just festers towards you, and you take 13 points of necrotic damage.
Woo.
You don't feel the bludgeoning whatsoever. It's the infectation. It's the infliction of the wounds that caused all this damage. And that'll be his turn. Team Sewers, every one of you is making a full-on sprint. You're now within range and view, but because you've taken your time to get there, it's you get a full view. The rest of you see this monstrosity standing a good 5 to 6 feet over Spleen, Diamondback being hurt. This moonbeam landed right on top of it. And with that, we're going to close tonight's session.
Oh man.
Okay.
Let me just make a note here.
Yep.
I has plus 10
Yeah.
inspo from Daddy Diamond. Okay.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, staying around, and having fun with all of us, watching the beginning of the finale of the Solnes arc. Everything's going strong. Everything's going well. With that being the case, we're going to find somebody to raid. And Tom, can you take us away?
I certainly can. Thank you all once again for joining us here in Falskallan. Thanks again for D&D or to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Thanks to FX May Vary for sponsoring us and bringing two amazing artists into the Dire Bear family. Huge thanks, of course, to our first adept Patreon, Mama Bear, in true Diamondback fashion. You might want to turn your volumes down now. Mama Bear. Patreon donations. You are so cool. Remember to check out Patreon if you'd like to hear me sing you an awkward parody song when you come around, and if you'd like me to teach you how to make lovely character voices. Take some time to peruse our merch while you're still here and check out some of the other amazing streams we've got on the channel. Monday nights are very, very musical with Melody of the Maelstrom. Every player in this bi-weekly ballad is a musician, including our FX May Vary folks. Creatures of the Night, in the meantime, might want to sink their teeth into Valley by Night, River City. That's a haunting Vampire the Masquerade tale we spin on Tuesday nights. Tomorrow, of course, Thursday, we've got the Swords, Sorcery, and Chivalry of a Knight's Ransom set in Dungeons & Dragons. And, well, Saturday game, still keeping us in suspense, but gonna be good when it happens. If you want to get in the know for all of that ASAP, hop onto Dire Bear's Discord like the wonderful person we just welcomed tonight, and keep your ear to the ground. JT, back over to you.
Alrighty, so who's on the Twitch first that we can get in on?
Looks like we've got girls run these worlds.
Let's do it. Let's hit up
Bring
these
it up.
girls that can rule the world. Who runs the grills? Girls. That being the case, once again, thank y'all for coming out tonight. Y'all have a good rest. Sleep well. Be safe out there. I love you very much. And it's a I was gonna say, is it Thursday yet? No, I'm not. Wrong one. Copyright infringement. Do you dare to imagine?
Have you